Okay, let's move on down the list. I want to talk about a local politician, and his name's Colin Parent. And I've talked about this guy before, and he has just announced he's running for state assembly. And I found this to be very interesting because this is all kind of connected with the Nathan Fletcher mess that's going on with the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. So Colin Parent is running to represent the 79th Assembly District into the 2024 election. You might be thinking, well, who's Colin Parent? Well, he's the vice mayor of the city of La Mesa. And he's a very outspoken guy when it comes to housing. He's one of the, I guess I would call them YIMBYs, not in my backyard. He's a yes in my backyard. He's a guy that promotes a lot of higher density housing, which I'm a supporter of that as well. And so I generally like hearing from him. Now, by the way, though, he's also a big supporter of mass transit, which I'm not a big fan of. But he seems like a good guy. His heart's in the right place. He's certainly not getting in trouble like Nathan Fletcher. And so what's happening is that he's now going to run for assembly because the current assembly person, Dr. Akilah Weber, has announced that they're going to, I believe Akilah Weber is a woman, she's going to run for state senate in the spot that Nathan Fletcher was originally running in. Remember, Nathan Fletcher was running for state senate. Everyone thought he was a shoo-in to win. Now he's hit the eject button on his campaign. He's trying to, the Board of Supervisors is trying to get him to resign immediately. He's still sticking around till May 15th. I'm not sure why. Maybe to get healthcare benefits. Maybe, I don't know. Because he's in treatment, for alcoholism and other trauma issues. But the people of his district, District 4 in San Diego County, they deserve representation. And now they're going to be in this no man's land for 45 days until he resigns. And then they've got to find a replacement. Well, he's out in the Senate race. Akilah Weber is moving into that race, a Democrat. And now Colin Parent, also a Democrat, has seen this as an opportunity to step up from the city of La Mesa and then run for assembly. So, good on him. And he made his announcement. It's kind of feel good. I believe public policy has the power to improve people's lives. But he does say, and I'll vouch for this. He says, I've never been afraid to speak truth to power and to call for change where it's needed. And that's true. He's very outspoken. He's a true believer in his cause. Like I said, I support half of him and I do not support the other half. Currently, he works as the CEO and general counsel of Circulate San Diego, a nonprofit that advocates for public transit, safe, walkable neighborhoods, and affordable homes. So an interesting character. He's a guy that, whether you agree or disagree with his solution, he's a guy that is serious about trying to solve the housing crisis in San Diego and in California, for that matter. And he actually comes forward with legitimate solutions. Now, again, we can debate them, but he's not just blowing hot air. I mean, he actually has policies. He's got ideas. He's got proposals. And you like to see that from politicians that are really driving for solutions rather than just being some guy that just complains all the time on a podcast like me. So I think that's interesting to hear from Colin Parent. And, we've talked a little bit about La Mesa stuff in our last episode. There's a lot of things going on La Mesa with their permitting process. It's just been awful lately. They can't get out of their own way, and it's slowing down the approval for granny flats in the people's backyards, which is causing more of a crisis with housing. They're having trouble getting businesses approved with their permits. And now businesses are saying, screw it, I'm not going to set up business in La Mesa. And they're going elsewhere because their permitting process in La Mesa is so old fashioned, so cumbersome, so bureaucratic, and so largely unnecessary. They're also having big questions in La Mesa around digital signage, changing a lot of those billboards to big flat screen LEDs, where they kind of change the image about every 8 to 9 seconds. That's a big topic there in La Mesa as well. Pretty interesting stuff going on there. I try to cover a lot of this local stuff in each of the little cities around San Diego. So good luck to you, Colin Parent. We'll keep you an eye on your election. And by the way, Colin and any politician, you are welcome to join me here on the John Riley Project. for a sit down interview. We'll do a long form interview, talk about everything.